Today, I'm going to talk to you about surface slip stitching. So I have made a slip knot and put my light colored yarn on my hook, and I have this piece of flat work, and I'm going to show you how to surface slip stitch on this piece of flat crochet work. So first, I'm going to insert my hook into the stitch where I want to attach the yarn. I'm going to do it somewhere right in the middle here. I'm going to yarn over with the light yarn that I'm attaching and pull that up and through the slip knot that's on the hook. I'm not going to chain one. I'm going to immediately start to slip stitch into the surface of this crochet work. When you surface slip stitch, you can just go straight along a row. You could get creative and make spirals and loops and patterns. You could just make a circle. You could do any shape you want. It's like drawing. It's a little like embroidery, but you're doing it with crochet stitches. So I started with a long enough yarn tail to weave in later in case I need that. And I'm going to use the working yarn from the skein right here. And I'm going to insert the hook into the next stitch that I want the slip stitch to be between. So if I was making a straight row of surface slip stitches, I would insert the hook into the next available stitch along that row. And then I would yarn over on the back of the work, pull that loop up, and pull that loop through. When you are doing surface slip stitching, you do not want to pull those loops very tightly. You want to keep an even tension. If you make them too loose, these loops will stick out and possibly catch on things and become very uneven or even break. If you make them too tight, it'll pull the crochet work in and it'll warp the shape of the crochet work that you are working on. We want to keep that tension nice and even. So we're just going to repeat that by inserting the hook into the next available stitch wherever we need that surface slip stitching to go, yarning over at the back of the work, and pulling that up and through the loop on the hook. We can do that all the way across, and I have kept an even tension so far. I am going to show you what that looks like to get really tight. I'm going to do that now and pull that loop tight for every stitch, and we'll see how that looks in comparison to the very even tension. You can see that it compresses the fibers. It actually makes them look smaller, and it makes you be able to see the red yarn easier in between those loops. It's because pulling it tighter doesn't mean you're closing the stitch. It doesn't mean you're doing a better job at keeping things tight. It means you're compressing those fibers. So over here, where the tension is a little bit more even, although I think I started a little tighter right here, the yarn is fluffier and it still holds the shape of the stitch, but you can't see that red yarn sticking through the stitches over at like the way you can over here where it's too tight. You can't see that here because the fiber is fluffy and it fills in the stitch and it prevents you from seeing that red peeking through. This is much nicer than this. This is pulling the crochet work in. You can see on the back of the work, it's much tighter into the crochet work. It's indented actually, it's concave right here, but it's flat and even with the crochet work over here. So again, we do not want to pull that too tight. I'm going to undo those stitches. And now for surface slip stitching, which is something that I use in some of my patterns. In particular, there's an elemental earth dragon with really neat leaf wings, and you surface slip stitch the leaf veining onto the wing. So you do have the ability with surface slip stitching to get very creative with the way that you want to work those stitches. You can go in any direction. You can make curves, spirals, loops, leaf veins, anything that you need to get that patterning on with the slip stitching. To fasten off, then you would take your scissors, fasten off with a long enough yarn tail to weave in later. I pull that up and through and pull that tight to knot it, and then What I might do is I might stick my crochet hook through that finishing stitch, yarn over with the yarn tail, pull that through to the back of the work. If that's going to end up inside the creature, great, then I don't need to weave it in. If it's not going to end up inside the creature, I will have to weave it in, but that's okay. I have the yarn tail length that I need. I can weave that in along the surface slip stitching and hide it. And I might do a little less weaving in with it if it's just this two-dimensional piece, and then fasten it off once I've done a minimal amount because I wouldn't want it to stick out further. But that's entirely possible with this. And I just hope that this surface slip stitch tutorial is helpful to you, because you can use this to do any number of really fun ornamentation. You can add to your dragon wings. You can get creative with belly pieces. Adding surface slip stitching is a great way to further customize your crochet work. And I can't wait to see what you make. I hope that helps.